And we are live. And welcome to another Trash Picture Show Toy Centric live stream. Tonight, I'm joined by some sexy fuckers as always. First off, he's English, but we won't hold that against him. LJ, who
likes
is
RoboCop 3?
RoboCop 3 is still the best film in the world.
Yes.
LJ, is there fumes coming off that plastic you melt in the fucking 3D printer, motherfucker? RoboCop 3.
There actually is fumes, and I tell you what, it's good. It's good.
It explains it in our fucking too. Next to LJ, we have the absolutely awesome Brooklyn Joey. If you want to know stuff about Batman merchandise, you talk to this legend fucking here. He's an absolute class act of a dude, and you cannot go wrong with him. Below me here, we have an absolute legend in his own time when he's not living in Canada. I can't believe I thought for a good 2 months he lived in Canada, but then again, I also thought PREDPOOL had children, but we won't get into that. We have Larry, aka the horror cat dad.
Thanks for having me, Marty from Minnesota.
Minnesota. Ooh, that's harsh words, boy. Harsh words. And lastly, the man of mystery with the mask, who apparently doesn't have fucking children.
Hola, amigos. ¿Cómo estás? Estoy en México.
None that he knows about anyway. PREDPOOL, another fantastic collector of figures. If you haven't checked out his channel, do. I'm going to be leaving links to these sexy fuckers channels in the description below. But yeah, so the main topic of tonight is toys of yesteryear. What was great, what sucked, what was fucking dangerous but kind of cool. Hey, we have the Yesterday's podcast. Hello, lads. How you doing? If another great fucking podcasting channel. If you haven't checked them out, definitely check them out. Fucking solid dudes. Thanks for joining us. But yeah, it's very apt that they stop in because we are going to be talking about older figures. I have a whole host of questions to pester the lads with. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. But before we do that, I always give people a chance to showcase some of their recent purchases or customs or whatever the fuck they like. So I'm going to start off with the legend that is LJ. And I'm going to give him a solo layout there. LJ, what do you got? What do you want to show off for the sexy people at home?
I've got to show the main thing that I've posted tons about on Instagram and that. It's got to be Savage Crucible's Como. This
Where's that other fucking hand, LJ? Where's that other fucking hand, man?
Let me lower the camera.
Oh, Lord.
No, I'm joking. No, honestly, this guy is freaking insane. Mm-hmm. And I saw so many videos, PREDPOOL's video, and other people's videos on him, and always thought he looked cool on camera, but finally get him in hand, and oh God, not held a figure like this in my life. I mean, is he completely perfect? No, there is a few faults, but are they worth it? Yes. Compared to some of the more higher end figures you can purchase that are absolute shit, this is definitely one of those top tier figures you can get, and the small inconveniences are not enough to put you off.
Kind of bread wise, how much are you looking at your side of the pond?
So this was the thing. I was told that Como now, because he's not really for sale much anymore from the official sources, people are spending quite a bit on him. I think the last one sold for around 90 to 100 in the UK.
Oh, fuck.
Because you can't really buy them in the UK. You have to get them imported from, whether it's the States or whether it's from China, wherever they're coming from, you have to get them imported. So prices seem to be cheaper. So on AliExpress, for example, Como is selling for around 60, which isn't bad at all. But most other people who've got him in the UK are selling him for around 80 to 90. So it kind of depends. A lot of people don't trust AliExpress, even though they do sell genuine figures that are just painted badly or kind of like cock-ups from the factory.
It's they're legitimate figures. They're just ones with QC issues.
Exactly.
Like, one story I heard is some poor dude working in a fucking factory in fucking China. He's making $1 a week. He takes home parts of the machinery. He takes home parts of the figures, puts together the tooling and shit at home, and basically does a homespun version. So you're essentially getting a factory grade figure that just isn't made in the factory, if I'm not mistaken.
Which to be honest isn't that bad. I mean, people think it's terrible, but like I've got Alice, my partner, she got me a Sentinel KO Miles Morales from Into the Spider-Verse. Freaking love that figure. The articulation, the details, the paintwork isn't sloppy. Even like the unmasked head, when you watch the YouTube videos, the eyes are all over the place. It's really terrible paintwork. The one that I got looks pretty good. So, and I think he roughly sells for around £20, which is not that bad at all. It's about the standard price of a standard like Marvel Legend. So to get Sentinel KO for the price of a Legend and get still quality figures, it's not bad. I mean, people, they hear, oh, it's a Chinese website, so it must be terrible figures. Not always the case.
I've gotten some Feisen heads from China, and they're fucking nice.
I've seen some of those, and I mean, like soft goods. I've seen a lot of people buying soft goods for their 1/6, 1/12, and like I got a jacket. Someone's commissioned me to do a figure for them. It's a 1/6 hoodie, and it feels like a genuine mini hoodie. Like the quality is so good, and it was like £3.50.
Yeah, there's some good kind of sellers on eBay and stuff that work out of China to do some nice stuff. What else have you got for us, LJ? Or is that it?
Well, in terms of like properly like new purchases, it's mainly him. It's mainly Como. I've got some other new stuff, but it's stuff that people have seen over and over again. Like I got the Universal Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein figures. I got the NECA Chucky figure recently. But the reason Como is now really important is I mainly stick to, like I said, my Gears of War universe. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Como has not got me bringing like other figure lines, like these guys, into the universe where like they actually work pretty well. Like he's like some weird Viking kind of like pre-barbarian style character.
Mm-hmm.
She's Como's love interest in my stories. Like she's the only one who doesn't hate him in the world. And I've got a friend of mine who's digitally sculpting my first unique character I've ever hand drawn that he's turning into an actual 3D printable sculpt to put onto a custom to join this line. And I even got Como a fucking horse.
What's that from?
And it's a Lord of the Rings Aragon horse, so it does this weird shit.
Oh, no.
and you can like bend the head down, bend the head up, and you can kind of like, if his head's up enough, you can kind of fuck his neck up, kind of.
Jesus
badly.
Christ!
Oh my God! What?
This fucking box horse. Conan the Barbarian.
I was impressed with the leg action, but that neck thing was.
It's insane. So it's just Como's doing something that Gears of War did to me for so long, which is it's got me sucked into this whole world. And the thing about it, like I've been watching all the Savage Crucibles like live stream kind of podcast stuff that they do about how the world is so vast that you can bring other toy lines into it and still make them work because there are unexplored areas of their world. So you can bring in random creatures. Like, for example, I bought a Masters of the Universe Merman, and I'm going to like paint him up a bit to make him look a bit different, but he's going to be like a water creature in their world that eventually he'll come across. And it's really, I also got Como a dog, by the way. That's
the lanyard. That's the lanyard alien tree. Lanyard alien tree dog, right?
Yeah, it is.
I have no idea. Is it? Because I got him for like 20p.
Yeah.
It's the one that came with the runner, the lanyard alien runner.
I got him for 20p.
No.
But in a charity shop.
Yeah, it was in a 20p.
Yeah, that's what it was with. That's what he was with.
Oh shit.
But you should have kept the eyes out for the fucking runner because that was the larger.
It was just this in a box for 20p, okay. So I just grabbed it while I could because why not? But
that's kick ass, LJ. I think we all appreciated the horse maybe a bit more.
Yeah, the horse.
Oh wow!
This is fucking boxing. You have the horse like fucking Rocky Balboa.
He can help you like do a cake batter, you know, just like mix it everything.
I just put it into the bowl.
That neck, oh my god.
Jesus
The funny thing is,
Christ.
this side doesn't work. So if you try and do it, it just flicks back into action. Like, the fuck you
Holy
say?
shit. That horse
the
is
fuck you
flipping
say?
up the side. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
You know, that just reminded me of that meme with the squirrel, or where he like turns its head.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Come here. We'll move on to Joey next because Joey might have something he wants to showcase.
Yeah.
And Joey's a classy dude. He's not a reprobate like us. Although Larry's classy as well. Hang on. We'll go. Joey, what do you want to show off? What do you got? That you might.
You guys are the experts. I collect, but you guys are the experts. So, yeah, I just brought a little something on. I'm a big Universal horror fan, and I picked up the black and white Bela Lugosi Dracula.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a nice one. I like that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of my favorite Universal horror films, and I just like the way it looks. And this is the most recent thing I got, so I just want to show that real quick. And you know, I've always been a big fan of the classic Universal horror, Lugosi, Karloff, all those guys. So that was my my most recent pick.
If there was any other of the NECA Universals you want to pick up, which one would it be, and would you want a colorized or black and white version?
Well, I want to get both of them. I do have the Bela Lugosi color one too. I would like to get the Invisible Man because I see that looks really sharp. So the Invisible Man and probably the Creature from the Black Lagoon, both color and black and white.
Jesus, if you want to see a cool fucking creature fucking collection, Larry, Jesus, second to none, has an awesome fucking Creature from the Black Lagoon collection. Is there any kind of stuff that you have your eye on, maybe on an eBay kind of bidding site or in the shop window or anything as well that in the future you want to pick up that's kind of unique or weird?
Well, one thing I really have my eye out for is a Steve Austin $6 Million Man, the red jumpsuit figure. Because I had that when I was a kid, and I'm looking for it now. I know they're pricey, but that's something that's kind of like my holy grail because that was like a favorite of mine as a kid. So if I could find something like that, I would definitely get it.
What was it? I don't know if you know, but I'll chance it. Was it Mego or Palatoy that released that version back in the day, or if anyone knows, guys?
It wasn't Mego, but I'm not sure what the other company would have been. I'm not sure. Like I said, you're more of the expert than I am.
Joey, was that the one as well that you could look into the head and you could?
Yeah, if you look in the back of his head, it's his bionic eye, and then you pull up his jumpsuit. He had the bionic in his arm and in his leg, and then they also had the Sasquatch figure too. So they were sharp looking, and that was just my favorite toy to have as a kid, and I would love to have that again before I die.
Yeah, no, that'll be a kick-ass. That'll be a kick-ass one to get your hands on. Larry, good sir, what wares have you to peddle?
So, oddly enough, I mentioned Creature from the Black Lagoon. I just picked up this Funko.
Nice.
The Black Light Go-Man. I picked up this one. I wasn't going to pick them up. I did see them online, and I was just like, I already got one. But then I saw it in person at my local comic shop, and I was like, you know what? It's the creature. I got to get it, you know? I have way more stuff, but I'm only I already shot a video with all that stuff, so I'm only gonna give a couple things away.
Okay.
The other one that I saw online and I wasn't gonna pick it up, but I saw it in person and I got the McCready.
Oh, that's sexy.
Oh, cool.
And I'm not a pop fucking collector.
I'm not either, but I was just like, man, I love the thing, and just seeing it in person, I was like, man, this is really cool. I wish that so they released also the Spider head and then Blair as well. I didn't see those, or else I would have picked those up too. But McCready, I had to pick him up, man. I mean, he looks really cool with the flamethrower.
I have a question for you, and I don't know if you're aware of this. What do you think of their push for digital figurines?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I don't really collect Funko. Actually, what's interesting, what I didn't realize was this Funko Fusion. It's a video game. Funko is releasing a video game.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
So,
Okay,
like, it's basically like this is you'll play as McCready in the game, and at a certain point, you'll also any of the Fusion line figures. Apparently, they're going to be in the game. So
cool.
there's also going to be an Indominus Rex too, Marty.
okay.
So just FYI. But yeah, I wasn't aware that Papa Gaz, he was doing a video and he talked about it, and I was like, wow, I didn't even know. I thought it was just a new wave of like figures, but I got some more other stuff, but I'm gonna save that for for my pickup video. So
No about it.
but I felt those were pretty noteworthy for sure.
Yeah, no, they kick ass. I just wouldn't be the biggest Funko Pop collector. I think they're niche, but some of them are cool. Some of them are they're a bit shite. But it's fucking kind of hit or miss. It's hit or miss.
Yeah, well, that's why I mean, like with this one, they released a bunch of Universal Monsters, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, I saw the Gill Man, and I was like, I love the creature's my favorite, so yeah, I got suckered in.
He's a good guy. That Gill, he's a good guy.
Chap.
Oh, yeah.
So PREDPOOL, anything you want to show off? Like any new figures,
Okay.
non-existent children?
Yeah.
Quite.
How many children do you have this week?
I just got the 2 that don't really exist.
He's got a bunch of kids from China making the figures at the fucking.
I got 5 kids to feed.
Yeah.
You're not Ben. You're
It's
not the
China.
only one who can get cancelled. You're not the only one who can get themselves cancelled. Right. Anyway, go for it, PREDPOOL.
Well, I did a video on it already, but this is kind of the latest, newest one that I got. It's from Warhammer from McFarlane.
Oh.
The Eliminator. So,
Wow, that looks cool.
Yeah.
I love this figure. I don't play or know much about the license, but when McFarlane started releasing, this, Warhammer 40K, I saw him. I'm like, wow, that, for $19 is a big armored guy, and he got me hooked as far as with the action figures. So this guy is pretty much, this isn't the gun that he comes with. He comes with this big giant sniper.
Oh shoot! Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Nice
this thing is pretty big.
Yeah.
But he went up in price, but still, he's got soft goods with it, and it's just even like his hood here on the top is wired, so you can like adjust it a little bit.
That is so cool.
But then if you don't want to show the skin, you can just like bend it down and they'll stay bent, so you got the more luxurious look. So yeah, so this is my latest one that I kind of really glad that I got.
Articulation wise, what's he like?
I've been watching videos of like the video games and stuff like that because I know there's a new one that came out. These guys aren't supposed to be like jumping around and super agile, but for this action figure, he's double jointed. You see he has his elbow is for being a big figure.
Yeah.
He has double jointed knees, in which he can pretty much kick his butt.
Yeah.
And and it's. He's made them where they're nice and ratchety, so they're not, even though it's top heavy, I don't ever feel like with them they're gonna just topple over and stuff. So, yeah, the articulation is good. I mean, for being a big armored guy, he put enough articulation on. I was actually able to do like a sniper pose with him with his gun.
Oh, that's so cool.
So
Yeah.
Nice.
if I'm able to do it with this clunky looking thing, that's impressive for me.
What kind of price range you looking at him for?
Well, over here, he originally started when he started the line. They were at $19, but they didn't have soft goods. Now he bumped it up to $29.
Oh.
But again, this is $29. Something like this is $25.
Yeah. It's not bad considering. Were you ever tempted to get the matte white ones and do one of the paint schemes?
No, I did one. I did buy one. I did a painted one and did it as a Cobra bat.
Oh, nice.
I think I have it up here. Actually, we have a second to show you.
Yep, that's it. Just push the invisible children out of the way.
Yeah.
That's it.
Where's our food?
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
That's sexy.
Oh wow.
I love the chrome on the arms and shit. That's so cool.
That's a wicked fucking job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But
So yeah,
have
so
you?
this is one of the gray ones, and I just so you know what, he has all the kind of same design as a bat, so I just painted him that way.
That is cool.
Have you anything else you want to showcase, or will we get into the kind of tin at hand, or is there anything else recently that you want to show off?
No, I think that's pretty much it. As far as new, I bought some old figures to use for custom fodders, but it's nothing that I want to show.
I'm going to show my recent purchase as a segue into what we got. I've gotten back into vintage Ghostbusters, and I picked up this guy. This is the real Ghostbusters mailman, and I love these designs and sculpts. I have another one as well that's a construction worker, but just the fright feature on this guy is so fucking good. I love that, and they don't make stuff like this anymore because children will be traumatized. You can't have a toilet that need people. I mean, how could you not find these cool? They're
stop it!
Yeah, they are cool.
Scare me.
That's
The funniest thing is that mailman one looked like me in my school uniform.
Jesus Christ. So, LJ, you know now that you're part of someone's fetish stream. Now that you've said that, it's like,
Oh yeah, an overweight mailman whose stomach opens to eat other people. Yeah, that's a fetish.
hey, don't knock it till you try this.
Yeah,
So that starts off with a question. Oh shit, sorry, I got a bunch of. Also, Jen stopped in. Hello. I'm not trying to ignore the comments and stuff. You guys are there. Yesteryear's podcast has a question. God, these fright features were great. Had Egon, Ty busted, of course, and the werewolf didn't survive the satanic panic. Jesus Christ. HQ, they have recently released some fright features, my friend. Yeah, I know that Hasbro have I've gotten the newer iterations. I've gotten a Ray Stance that has that, but I still have my originals. I do like the fact though that the reissue stuff and the newer stuff is still in scale to the original Kenner size, so you can mix and match. That's still pretty cool. But my question, and so no one feels like they're being picked on or anything. Larry, I'm going to start with you if that's okay.
Okay.
Okay, so my first question is, what was the best toy you had growing up that you can't get anymore?
That's hard, man. I'd say the one that I wanted the most, I did eventually get it. It would be, because I was a huge Turtles guy when I was a kid. It would be the Technodrome.
Oh, nice.
I wanted it so much, and it took a while, but then I finally got it, and I love that thing. It was so good. It was so cool. I had the van, I had the blimp, the pizza shooter. The pizza shooter would probably be second to the Technodrome because that thing was a lot of fun. And that'll segue into our toys that can hurt you. But yeah, the Technodrome.
I'm surprised you didn't say the blimp, but although essentially that was a little craft with just a massive balloon, right?
Yeah.
How long do you reckon that balloon survived after you got it?
Actually, it lasted pretty well. It started deflating, obviously, but it's like I wasn't too rough with it. I was never really too rough with my stuff back in the day, which I guess that with time, obviously, I don't take anything out of the box for the most part. So I guess that's where I got it from. It's taking care of my stuff.
No, that's pretty good. I was the opposite. Before I started destroying my own toys, I destroyed my brother's, which I feel really bad about. They need to bring back the Ecto Glow Ghostbusters. Yeah, they did a version. They did. Hasbro have done versions of the real Ghostbusters action figures in more realistic, articulated styles, and they also done a 4-pack of those guys. Just Ben Grimm has it in here. We have an action figure museum in my area created by a guy who designed all the Simpsons and Lord of the Rings figures.
Nice.
Ooh,
Wow.
fancy.
That's pretty cool.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm going to bounce then to Predpool. Predpool, what was your favorite toy growing up and why?
For me, it was Transformers, specifically Soundwave. He was actually the first Transformer I got. So I got the reissue one, but once I was a kid, I had the original.
Here, Anna, give us a look. Is it the same kind of? Is it the same kind of styling and stuff? Obviously, it's not the same kind of material because the original ones were die cast, were they, or were they plastic?
Yeah, he actually had the reissue actually has die cast for the feet, some of the joints.
Oh,
and
fuck.
Everything. So yeah,
Nice.
they did this one back like 10 years ago. I want to say because I got it in Toys R Us and they had doing anniversary special Toys R Us versions. But yeah, I remember when I was a kid when I got the original version. And as a matter of fact, it wasn't even like a Transformers brand. It was like the Diaclone, original.
Oh yeah, before
GoBots.
So exactly, yeah, GoBots, yeah. But it's like the original Chinese version. And I remember when I got it, and then we went to one of my mom's friend's house, and the daughter, she saw that I had it in the cassette player mode. She's like, "They bought you a tape player?" And I'm like, "More than meets the eye." I did the whole commercial right there, and they're looking at me. "You all right, kid?"
Jesus. This is why we're not buying him any more robots. I'm sorry, Bob.
Or children.
Children.
But so Joey, what about yourself? What was the one toy you had growing up that you kind of really enjoyed, you loved, and you thought was brilliant?
Well, I brought up the $6 Million Man toy before, the Steve Austin from the $6 Million Man show. But I also had I don't know if you guys remember the G.I. Joes back then, not the little ones, the big ones. He had the beard, and he had the camouflage outfit, and he had the kung fu grip, and you could put a gun or a knife in him, and he had the Jeep and everything. I love that because when you bought him, you came with different outfits. You can have the dark camouflage or the green or the black for night fighting. And I love the kung fu grip and the beard. It felt real. So that was probably my favorite figure to have as a kid, besides the $6 Million Man figure. But I don't know if you can still get them or not. I don't have it anymore, but that I would love to get my hands on again.
They probably, I know they done reissues of Action Man and G.I. Joe and stuff. But they kind of, they're very bare bones. They're really, I noticed they kind of done just, there's no kind of real articulation or anything. It's just rigid. He comes with a rifle and stuff. I think it's going back to the very first G.I. Joe from maybe the 60s and 70s, or late 60s, early 70s. Jen just wanted to chime in with something here. Sorry to inject girly play sets, but the Precious Palace play sets were a lot of fun. I had a bunch, including a Victorian mansion. Sorry, my eyesight's going. I thought she said a Vietnamese mansion. I'm like, what the fuck? Also, my parents got me their money's worth on Barbie dream houses. Because I was their only child. Yeah, Jen was spoiled. She got all the Barbie real estate she could fucking get her hands on. So that was pretty cool. LJ, what about you growing up? Did you have a favorite toy or figure or stuff that you can't get anymore?
For me, the only part of can't get anymore is the price issue. It's not so much that they don't exist, it's more of because of the age of them now. But sadly, mine are a bit too modern that people don't like. So see, figures, I can never say I have an absolute favorite figure because there's so many I've had in my life that I can't pinpoint down specific. But toy will always be Generation 1 original Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Disc.
Okay.
Now, the reason I say for this is because I loved the show and I loved card games, been a collector all my life of movies and cards, figures, even cereal toys I collected as a kid growing up. But figures were cool to a point, but when you got an actual like playable toy, so like a lightsaber or like the Ghostbusters Proton packs and stuff like that, for me it was the dual disc, the ability to have the thing, click the button, it swings around, becomes the field, and to be able to slot the cards into it, that was like just incredible to really enjoy. When they first came out, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Wasn't still a big thing over in the UK, they were very rare to find in any store. Like there was practically nowhere selling them because the UK was still like, what is this Yu-Gi-Oh! Thing? We're still on Pokemon. And my sister, she went around London to about 70 to 100 different stores and she finally found one. And I found that they retailed at like £20 back then. Now they're going for 200 for the original release dual disc, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but from 20 to 200 in the space of 20 years, that's a big price jump. And I loved that thing. I went to school with it. I got in trouble at school with it because I would interrupt lessons by standing up, just going, "It's time to duel," and my teacher was like, "Get out." And it was just because it was such an interactive toy. It wasn't just me smashing figures together pretending they're fighting. This was like I could just, like, my brothers were into it, so I just walk down the hallway and just go, "Right, we're dueling," and like, "Yeah, but you're the only one with the dual disc. I guess I'm the only one that's winning then." it was that kind of mindset. So in terms of one I can't really get, I'm never going to fork out £200 on a dual disc again. It's not something I will do, but just probably the best memory, because I got it at Christmas as well. And yet again, it's not something you think you'd get. And when I opened it, I cried because I never thought I'd see a real life in person dual disc from the show. And I used to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! At like 6, 7 in the morning before school. So I would sit there with the dual disc on, watching my episodes, putting the cards down, and then think it was like a year later, someone broke it and it got thrown away. Someone snapped one of the sides off on me. And I was just like, yeah, well, there goes that fantasy. Back to my figures and smashing them to pieces.
I'm sorry that happened, LJ. I can empathize as well. I got the Jurassic Park Bush Devil tracker, and I had it about a year, and my cousin broke off all the wheels. I'm like, "You motherfucker! I don't care that you're only 4. I'm going to put you in a washing machine if I get you a loan, you little shit." But also, just want to call out some comments as well. Yesterday's podcast says, "Oh yes, the Vietnamese mansion place has a Platine Tiger home figure. What a snitch!" Like, I made a mistake. Okay, Mr. Dan. I don't know where the fuck Mr. Dan got it. My favorite toys was the Guns of Navarone place. Says, Jesus, did you get a fucking Robert Mitchum with that, or fucking Jesus? What's this? That was pretty rad for its time. Oh, we have Ginger Ninja in the house. Hello, Ninja. And Larry's saying hello, and Mr. Dan's saying hello. I'm a lazy fucker. I'm not going to put it down because I have it up on a big fucking display shelf. My big T-Rex, Jurassic Park T-Rex, I fucking loved that thing. I had it 2 nights and it wouldn't stop roaring. And my dad threatened to throw it out, so he had to get a screwdriver and disconnect the batteries. To this day, if you put a battery in, it'll just start roaring. It'll sound it'll sound like the child in a Razorhead, the weird fucking goat child in a Razorhead. So it can't do that. Failing that though, these guys I got for Christmas. I got a shitload of Ghostbusters for Christmas. I fucking love Ghostbusters. I mean, how can you not like that? They were brilliant. And Ninja Turtles. Ghostbusters. Yes, the real Ghostbusters, not those fake Victorian-looking bastards with the weird car and the gorilla.
Not the ones in the Viennese mansions.
No.
Yeah, not that one.
with PREDPOOL's imaginary kids.
Imaginary kids at the
Flying around.
Vietnamese mansion.
Who are fans of RoboCop 3.
Yes, yes. I love those
24
kids more now.
No, they're definitely not real children because no real child on the fucking planet would like RoboCop 3.
This real child did, and still does.
Joey, your thoughts on RoboCop 3?
Now, Joey, what do you think of RoboCop 3?
It was okay. It wasn't as good as the first two. Obviously, there's no Peter Weller, but I didn't mind it. I don't have it, but I would get it.
I wouldn't buy it.
Right. The thing was, it was good. It was still enjoyable. That was the main thing.
I love that. I love that answer. Like, she's a cute girl, but I wouldn't let her suck my dick.
Well, I will put it this way. I would rather watch that than some of the new stuff that's on today.
Yes.
So, if I had a choice, I mean, there's some good stuff out now, but there's some terrible stuff today that, I'd rather watch RoboCop 3 than some of the stuff out.
Well, I did say this before. I'm pretty sure I think if LJ remembers, to be fair, I would watch RoboCop 3 over Double Dragon any day of the week.
Yeah, but do you remember my response to that?
I'm trying to remember.
I actually grew up enjoying Double Dragon as well.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Again, it speaks fucking volumes. It speaks fucking volumes.
I am notorious for liking bad movies because the thing is, I can still enjoy a very shitty movie. But for example, I can watch RoboCop 3 and love it. I can watch the remake RoboCop and despise it with a passion.
Yeah, but that's the fucking remake of RoboCop.
Yeah, but the thing is, everyone else is like, oh, but they're still pretty good for its time. Like, no, I'd still rather watch.
I don't know. I'd rather watch the reboot.
Oh God!
Jesus!
I can't.
Okay. Hold on. I'm highlighting comments. Ben Grimm says, I was a fan of Power Rangers toys, but only had the bad guys.
That's cool.
Only had the Green Ranger.
I always wanted the Tickle Sneezer, and I don't think they ever made a decent Tickle Sneezer.
What?
Exactly.
Oh my God! You guys don't remember Tickle Sneezer from Mighty Morphin? He had the little glass jar, and he'd collect the little tiny people as toys in these jars.
No.
Again, just to inform people, LJ works with a 3D printer that gives off large volumes of chemical fumes. Okay?
Fuck this! There was a Tickle Sneezer.
Are you talking to me?
I don't have any imaginary Tickle Sneezers. No, there was a Tickle Sneezer guy, right? That whatever her name is, the cackling woman, Zelda or whatever.
Rita Repulsa.
That's it. See, I never remembered her name. I remembered Lord Zed, but yeah, she got this creature called Tickle Sneezer who would like open a jar and it would suck things in and they'd become like miniature toys. And he'd be like, "Oh, this is good for my collection," and he'd just go around keep taking shit in these little jars. How could? Wait, I'm not crazy. This is a real thing.
It's okay. They had a monster for everything. I'm sure.
Look it up. Look it up. Tickle Sneezer.
Sure,
I'm afraid to Google it. I'm not Googling that.
I just want to make sure something, right? The local reverend in your local church didn't have the nickname.
I'm not allowed in churches.
You want to see what this thing looks like?
Yeah.
Go on.
Here, let me bring it up. Let's see if we can bring it up.
Because I'm not lying. This is
it's a thing. I looked it up. I had to see this. I've never seen this before.
I love this character because he was a collector of miniature toys. Like he'd use real life things in Power Rangers and he would collect them as toys in jars. And I used to walk around the house with an empty mason jar going, "Oh, for my collection." I just put like miniature cars and shit in the jar. And it was a really cool thing to do as a kid. I'm glad someone actually researched it to prove I'm not insane here.
I need to see this, man, because
he was called Tickle Sneezer. I'm not joking about that. That was his name.
Yeah, Tickle Sneezer. Mr. Tickle Sneezer.
Thank you. See, I'm not insane.
But we believe you. It's a good thing, Larry, in case he goes, he might go fucking, he might lose it.
See, Tickles needs
What the fuck is that?
No, that's from the new Snow White movie. What are you talking about?
Tickle sneezer.
He was such a fun character in the show.
We
I don't remember
spotted
that
this.
episode.
We spotted this gentleman around Madeline McCann's apartment in the early hours of fucking Jesus.
They're always after my Lucky Charms.
It does look like he's been sniffing 3D printer fumes. I can see why you thought I was making him up. He kind of looks like if someone had shaved Jeff Dunham's Peanut doll. And like that's just what's underneath wearing a hat and a coat. It's just shade the purple fur. That's what you get.
So
Thank you, Ginger Ninja.
Just before I don't want to cut you off, Larry, but my favorites were the OG Transformers. Megatron turned into a handgun. We'll get into that because there was a fucking issue with that. And you had Skyfire, Grimlock. Man, I missed those. Larry, sorry, I cut you off, dude. What were you going to say?
no, all I was gonna say was like I have to ask LJ because I don't know if we went over this since you like bad movies. So would you say you like The Crow, Wicked Prayer?
Right, if that is the one with David Boreanaz,
No,
and then no. I like the one with Jason Boreanaz and
that's a good one.
David Boreanaz, sorry, and Jason.
Salvation is good.
That's it. Yeah, good film.
No, the one I'm talking about is the one with Edward Furlong.
No, David Boreanaz isn't that one.
David Boreanaz.
He's the bad
Oh
guy.
no, he's a bad guy.
He's the
I'm
bad
thinking
guy.
Morbius or Mabius, Eric Mabius, whatever his name is. That's in Salvation.
Oh, because I like the one with David Boreanaz and Edward Furlong.
Jesus Christ!
I don't like the original Crow.
What? No.
Wow.
Hey,
Yeah.
Okay, again, just
I rest my case, gentlemen. I rest my
LG
case.
uses a lot of chemicals when using his
No.
3D printer.
In fairness, I only watched it for the first time this year because a friend made me watch it, and because I was made to watch it, I didn't enjoy it as much because I didn't get to watch it when I wanted to. The thing is, I am. If anyone who knows me before figured YouTubes and stuff, I'm a very big movie personality. I love my movies, not just bad ones. I do enjoy a lot of good ones, but I will only watch films when I am ready. Like I was forced to watch The Godfathers, and I ended up hating them because I was forced to watch them. I can only watch movies when I am prepared to. So if someone forces me to watch a film, I can't enjoy it the way I should because I'm now watching it under duress. So it's kind of.
No, I get you. It's
Yeah.
annoying when someone's like, "Hey, watch this, watch this, watch this." Yeah, that's annoying. Also, hello, Lamona, who just came into the
Hello.
chat.
Hello.
I don't want to miss out stuff in the chat. We have Ninja saying,
Yes.
"Oh hell no,
Yes.
Double Dragon, Robocop 3 every day."
Yes.
Fucking, are you using a 3D printer, Ninja?
Let's
What
add
the
Super
fuck?
Mario Brothers to this list. Let's do it.
I'd rather watch that. I'd rather watch that than Double Dragon and RoboCop 3.
Hey, at least I don't like Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Okay.
I've got some taste.
Jesus Christ. Not much, but fucking Jesus Christ. LJ,
Betting 1 for 3 here.
kids, LJ, considering your movie tastes, I'll start this question with you. What's the worst toy you had growing up?
The worst.
Yes. I mean, you got it and you were like,
Oh.
it was either it looked cool but felt as shit or wasn't good or boring or just, you know.
That's difficult because
Do you want me to
It
come back to you?
Yeah.
I think it's hard because most of us, when we get it as kids, we most part kind of like enjoy what we get, you know. make the best of
Okay,
it.
guys, I'll start
go.
and give you and kind of set the bar right. So, let's see. This would have been Christmas when I was 5. I got Tigra from the Thundercats, LJN Tigra. It looked as shit. There was a button in the back. He spun his arms, below. It was a hollow shell. You looked at this thing, Ron, and it just, the torso fell apart, the arms came off, the fucking head came off. It was the whatever the welding was or the glue or whatever. The LGN Thundercats figures were shit.
The same
Most
with the
certainly-
Silverhawks.
Yeah, they were shit. You
It was the
looked
same.
at, yeah, it was the same. LJN done the same, and it was the same gimmicks they had in, and whatever way they implemented the action feature, it negated to have the fucking body too hollow and not solidly constructed enough. So you looked at this Tinron, and it fell apart, and it's like it looked as shit if you had it on a shelf and didn't play with it. But as a children's toy, it was fucking shit. And yeah, it was. I kind of. I didn't hate. The toy was cool to look at, but play wise, it was the worst fucking toy you could own. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyone else want to give a go or give their thoughts on what they had as a kid that was shit? Or
Oh,
Who's next? I got a good
Anyone?
one. I got a really good one.
I got okay. Let Larry, you're next, and we'll let the other lads think about what they had. Go for it, Larry.
The legendary Power Glove.
Oh, fuck off! You had a Power Glove.
Yep. Got it for Christmas, and within that same Christmas, I was like, man, this sucks.
So it was basically just a controller slapped onto a glove, right?
Yeah, for the most part, and then you had to like put in all the codes, and the codes wouldn't work, and then like the sensors that they put, the way that it was weird because they had like, you know how the old box TVs, so it
Yeah.
was just like a sensor, and then a hanging down sensor, so you couldn't get that thing to like stand or like be mounted properly. It's horrible, man. Horrible design.
I'd seen it on the Angry Video Game Nerd. It garnered popularity because of that Fred Savage movie, The Wizard, right?
Yep.
oh yeah.
Jesus fuck.
Didn't work anything like that.
Did you get to use it any bit, or was it arse over tits from the get go?
Oh no, it was trash from the get go. Like I said, that same Christmas, I was trying to set it up, and then the one game that it came with, even that, it was just like a grab. Like I can't remember the name of the game, but it's like you could like grab a ball and like throw it or something like that. It's very, very basic, but even then, that was hard to do.
There was a lot of gay accessories for the fucking NES that were just shit. The Rolling Rocker, the fucking Rob the Robot. I think when he worked with 2 games, they were like, Jesus Christ.
I never had the Rob the Robot though, but the Power Glove is probably like the worst thing I ever had.
Yesterday's podcast asks you, Larry, did the Power Glove make you feel so bad like that kid in The Wizard? Don't look into how he wound up. But Jesus, okay. I'm definitely going to look into how he wound up. Probably addicted to drugs because they made him wear the fucking Power Glove.
It's so bad.
It is. It genuinely. He wasn't lying. It was so fucking bad. Predpool, what about you? Growing up, anything you had that was like, this is fucking dog shit?
The only thing I can think of, and I kind of feel bad saying, what is it? Once when I was a real kid, small kid, I was sick, and I asked my mom was going to go out to the store. She said, "Hey, do you want me to buy you a GI Joe?" And I forgot which ones I asked her. I said, I don't know if it was Cobra Bad or one of the Vipers, etc. But something that I at that time thought was cool. But anyway, she comes back and she brings me Raptor, which is just a falconer. And I'm like, I got him. I'm like, this guy just controls birds. He doesn't have anything, for G.I. Joe. He's the last guy I wanted in this wave. But
look, hold on a minute, Predpool. There's been many lives saved by having a falconer in an open field firefight with a hostile. The amount of people that have been saved in Vietnam, Afghanistan, Normandy by some dude with a fucking pigeon. But
he's on the bad guy's side. That's the thing. So he's not really there. He's not even on the GI Joe side. He's on Cobra's side, and he's a falconer. So it didn't make sense to me. Doesn't
he look like a fucking condor man? Actually, I remember he's got these shitty wings that opens up.
Now, what about the falconer from Predators?
That's
Well,
a cool Falconer.
Well,
but-
that's different. That's different.
He was a bad guy.
Yeah, but
He was a lovable bad
look
guy.
at this guy.
That looks horrible.
Oh my god! Hang on, hold that there. That looks like a dude who just didn't about make it into the village.
This is like
Whoa.
this is the guy who's trying to be Zartan but can't be Zartan.
He's not got that Zartan vibe. Fuck me sideways.
But I remember when she gave it to me, I was gonna say something, but some kind of maturity kicked into me, and I just thanked her because she did an effort to try to make me feel better, and she went out her way. But I was like inside of me, I'm like, oh.
Well, when you're a kid, when you were our generation, if you got something, you fucking appreciate it. Also, trying to catch up on the customs there. We got a Philip Morgan. How you doing, Philip? Thanks for stopping in. Let's see. Ninja says, fucking Fred Savage. I load him. Lots of people do.
What would you do?
Is it because he got Winnie? Is that why?
Yesterday's addicted to drugs. Loaded him. Oh, Trenchy's in the chat. Hey, Trench.
Hey, Trench.
But he had a power glove, so it must have been cool. Ninja has to take off. Take care, dude. And let's see. That looks like some homeless guy that's been living in the cave for 20 years.
It's just the weirdest thing is when I saw the figure, all I thought was is it Nightwolf from Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's all I thought was him. I was like, oh, cool.
Give him a repaint. There you go.
Yeah.
Jesus fuck. Come here. What does it say? Joey, is there any figure or toy or anything that you had growing up that you were like, this kind of sucks?
Oh, for me, I was lucky. I didn't get anything bad. Like my mom always knew what I liked and everything, so she pretty much picked out some cool stuff for me. But anything that I had to put together or build, that kind of deflated me. I have no patience. I have no patience now to build things. So if I opened up something and it looked cool in the cover and I opened it up and it was like a million pieces, that just got pushed to the side. I just couldn't. So anything that I had to build or put together, I was not into that.
Did you ever have any of the Revell kind of Hollywood monsters or Universal monsters or any of those guys that had to be put together or anything? Did you ever end up with any of them?
Yeah, but my uncle would build them for me, so that was pretty cool. I would just hand it, and he would put them together.
Nice.
He would paint them up. So I mean, I had the Creature, the Phantom of the Opera. So as long as someone was there to build it for me, I was good. I was sitting and watch them do it, but I even now I can't. I have no patience for it.
No, I get you as well. My niece, and I don't know, guys.
Oh, we can talk about him.
He's picking up his imaginary kids.
My niece has gotten herself a good hustle because she's big into Lego, so she gets, for my birthday and stuff, she gets me Lego sets that she likes.
That is cool.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking put all this together. Here, we'll put it together when you come over to visit. And I just let her fucking make the Lego set there and walk away like so.
It's not a Vader head. I'm not interested.
No, he put together as well my Raiders of the Lost Ark Temple, and I was like, yeah, come over for Christmas. We'll put up the Christmas tree and stuff. And it was just me and my nephew playing Xbox and Clara just making the fucking Legos and stuff. It was grand. LJ, I'm getting fucking Alzheimer's. Did I ask you already what toy you got that sucked?
Did, but I couldn't think. And then when everyone started talking, I remembered a very weird moment in which that I must have blocked out my memory, because when I remembered it, I genuinely felt depressed.
Oh, this must be good. This must be fucking good.
So,
go for it.
Anyone knows me, dragons, I'm not going to get into the whole topic of dragons in terms of were they real or bullshit. But dragons I see as my spirit animal. I fucking love dragons. They are the most gorgeous kind of creatures I've ever seen in my life. And I loved the Dungeons and Dragons movie that came out years ago. And it had Marlon Wayans in it. He played Snails. And you had Jeremy Irons in it.
You're not fucking. Jesus Christ, we got RoboCop 3. We
Hang
got
on.
Double Dragon.
Hang
and we got
on.
fucking Dungeons
The
and
main
Dragons.
reason I loved it is because there was fucking dragons in it, and I like Marlon Wayans. And you also got Richard O'Brien, who Rocky Horror Picture Show was my favorite film growing up. So Richard O'Brien, Marlon Wayans, and dragons. It was like, for me, great. And I remember my local shop had like knockoff, but trying to make it official, Dungeons and Dragons, like dragon staffs. And they had the red, they had the gold, and I was like, I don't like the color red, but I really wanted the red dragons because that was the evil dragon staff. It was one that Jeremy Irons had fought for, and I was like, yeah, I really want it. And my mom said no, it's a bit too pricey. And I was like, yeah, but it's a dragon staff. I can control all the red dragons and take down the temple. You know what kid doesn't? I said about the jewel disc. I love the practical toys, and it looked sturdy. Like it looked like it was made out of like a really nice thick plastic. And it was held to this piece of card by two little twist tie things. So my mum went, you know what? Fine, we'll get it. But that's it. I was like, okay. We undid the twist ties, and the whole thing just shattered.
Wow.
Like not even fell apart. The plastic just cracked and crumbled, like it had dissolved. And we took it to the shop, and they said, "Oh, the sun must have done it. It's not our fault." It's like, we've only just turned the twist tie. We didn't even get a chance to take it off the cardboard, and I had like the biggest meltdown in the middle of the shop because I didn't even get a chance because I was going to walk home with it. So we're taking it off the thing, and it just crumbled. And my mum was like, "You're giving me my money back," and they were like, "Well, you have to give us back the staff." She went, "All right, give me some fucking super glue, and I'll put it back together, and we'll put it back on the cardboard." And I'm like, "No, that's not. We can't sell it. She went, you should have sold it in the first place. It's shit."
Wow.
So they went, "Oh, it won't happen to another one." They did it to a second one, and the same thing happened.
Nice.
And it just turned out it was this brittle plastic that the minute it felt heat would just fall apart. So no kid was going to be able to hold that in their hands. So they had to take them all off the And I went home and my mum said, we'll make you one. And I went, "Oh, what am I going to do? Control imaginary dragons?" "Oh, thanks, Mum." And she was like, "Yes, because the red one was going to make you control real dragons, you pillock." She literally sat there and goes, "Man, not only are you the youngest child, you're the most fucking stupid child I've had."
Oh my God.
So I blocked that whole memory out of my life.
So
my mum's harsh. Like she loves us, but she's harsh. I don't give a shit. We asked her who's her favorite out of her 5 kids. She said, "None. I hate you all the fucking same."
that's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Give a shit.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What was it? Let's see. Tracy says, "I haven't seen it, but it's has to be better than Aragon." And Tracy also says, "The dragon staff that breaks with that heat." Well, that's ironic.
Yeah.
Right. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ.
Thanks for the flashback on Aragon. They're like, "Oh, I had to erase that." Remember?
I was so disappointed in that film.
Dragonheart was good.
Fucking love
the
original Dragonheart. I don't like any of the sequels at all.
I never saw the sequels.
No, I like the third one. The third one's awesome. It's like a RoboCop 3.
For fuck's sake.
So they changed the main actor. But yeah, he's got a jetpack, so he can
Every
fly
fucking
across the
time.
village.
Every time I bring you on to these fucking tinsel shit.
Hang on. In fairness, I've just read it up. It's about a dragon that has a jetpack, and he fights 3 Japanese dragons that are all identical, but they're technically machines.
This plot seeming very familiar.
They use a different dragon actor.
Hey, I mean, come on. The second one had a cocaine
Connery
fueled
anymore.
dragon. Right, the second one had a cocaine fueled dragon.
Oh,
You know,
Jesus
why not?
fucking Christ. Right. Also, Lamona says she mostly had Ghostbusters and TMNT growing up. I'm gonna start with Joey on this one. He kind of already answered it, but he might have something else as well. Joey, what's one toy you always wanted growing up but never got? You said the Steve Austin. Is there any other one that you were like your fucking kind of Ark of the Covenant that you wanted to get your hands on growing up as a kid, regardless?
Yeah, the Steve Austin I had, that was my favorite toy.
Oh, okay.
The one uh, I was always a Mighty Thor fan, and I never had the Mighty Thor. Remember the Mego figures? I always wanted a Mighty Thor Mego figure, but I never got one, and I always wanted to get it. So I did get this not too long, well, a while back now. It's
And
the
we'll zoom in there and you can show it off. Oh, nice.
Oh,
the Mighty Thor Mecha.
Nice.
Okay. Wow.
nice.
So I really wanted the Mego one, but I just never got it for some reason. But when I saw this, I had to get it. So it looks just like them. So from the Avengers movies, but
That's
I
awesome,
was,
dude.
yeah, I was happy to get that.
So no, that's wicked. And again, it's Mego done some cool stuff. I mean, Joey, like Mego was the fucking they were the one that had all the licenses back in the day, right? Between Marvel, DC, Star Trek, Planet of the Apes, you name it, they had
Oh
it,
yeah,
right?
they had everybody. They had Starsky and Hutch and Chips, and it was just like you would go into a store and you see all these boxes. They were like this big and that wide, and they were like maybe $6-7. And for Christmas, me and my brother would get a whole shitload of them, and we would just they had these commercials on TV, and you would see these kids playing them, and it made you want them. So they were my favorite figures. And now when they came back with the new line, a couple years back, they came out Evil Knievel and the Creature from the Black Lagoon and Dracula, the Bela Lugosi one. I started buying them up again, but they were my favorite toys. I mean, back then that was everybody had them, so I always got fond memories of those figures.
Nah, the Mego stuff. I have some of the new Star Trek ones, and they're pretty fun. One thing I do notice is you got to be very careful with the elastic in some of the arms.
Yes.
They can
Yeah,
snap like easy.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. Predpool, when you were a kid, what was the one thing you wanted but you never got because it was either too expensive or too big?
It's kind of odd because Voltron, the lion one, as a kid I never got it. Always wanted it as a kid. Now as an adult I can possibly get it, whether it be the old version or like the new updated ones that you can get in Target. But it's kind of like that ship has sailed. So as a kid I wanted it. I wish I had gotten it. But now as an adult, like, yeah, I wanted it, but now it's like I don't care about it anymore. So it's kind of like I'm not gonna invest in getting a Voltron line anymore. I still remember that I wanted it, but now it's like, nah, you know what? Not anymore.
Nah, no, it's I think it's a case of like time fucking gives you a new frame of mind and makes you think, it looked cool back in the day, but not so much. Larry, what about you? What was the one that got away as a kid, or the one that you could never fucking have dreamt to afford it back in the day?
Well, a couple. First, I wanted to make a comment on Joey's thing before, where he didn't like building stuff. My only model kit that I ever got was the Batwing from '89 Batman.
Nice.
I actually built the model of it. That was one of my. I played with that thing all the time, even though it was a model kit. I was just like always flying with it. But I thought he would enjoy that because it's Batman, and plus it goes back to what he was talking about. That was really cool. But as for ones that I always wanted, there was a couple. That Voltron one, I knew somebody that had it, and I wanted it so bad. But yeah, like that chip sold a long time ago. The other one, the bigger one that I wanted, that chip has sold, is the original AT-AT from Star Wars or Empire Strikes Back.
Cool. Nice.
I wanted that. I knew somebody that had that, and they also had Jabba's palace, and I was like so like jealous because they had that stuff. And but yeah, like once I got, I mean, now forget about it. It's like I'm like whatever, It's not something that
you'd want to get.
yeah.
I think if you found if you were in a jumble sale, and if it was there, if it was not even if it was okay.
Well, it's just I mean I'm not a big Star Wars fan anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I have some Star Wars stuff. Like I have some of the Black Series figures, and I have a lot of the little die-cast ships. I was collecting those like crazy, but then they just killed the line out of nowhere. And then,
So
yeah.
you wouldn't be tempted if you saw it for like $10 in a car boot.
Nah.
Okay.
Only reason being is because for one, the space, and two,
Yeah.
it's just like I wouldn't really set it up for anything.
I-
It would just be in the box, you know.
I still haven't found the fucking place for that Falcon yet. It's on top of my fucking drinks cabinet for fucking ages. I don't know what the fuck to do with the bastard thing. Oh,
Just put it on hooks and hang it from the ceiling.
that's what my brother was saying. He was going to do
Yeah.
it, but at the same time, though, like, you know, I don't know. Lamona wants to chime in. I wanted and still want the Monster Face by Hasbro, but NIB is like way out of my price range. I don't know why, but always thought it was so cool. Okay. Is that the thing where it was like a little clay kind of thing and you add shit to it to make different monster faces, or am
I think so. It's that one where you like put the stuff in it and it molds a face, right?
Yeah.
And then you just like put the little, like you can
Yeah.
add the extra stuff after the fact.
Yeah, I think it's like a skull, and then you can. I looked it up now, and it's like a skull, and I think you, like you just said, you just add them, make some kind of.
Oh, you know, the other one would be Marty. Would be the Kenner Queen alien. I always wanted that, and I never found it.
Oh, the fucking playset with the fucking
Yeah.
That was a better. That was a better sculpt. I have the Kenner Queen, the kind of Hulk-looking Kenner Queen, which I found out recently was used for a Doom mod, an Aliens Doom mod. I'll get into that at some stage. But okay, Lamona says it's like a spooky Mr. Potato Head. Yeah, I'm worried about that as well. Trench. Like Kieran said, he could put brackets in this to stop it from splitting, but I just don't want to take the chance. So LJ, because your answers are never straightforward, I said I'd leave you to last. I'm fucking with you.
This is not going to change, by the way.
Okay, go on. What is your kind of white whale?
RoboCop 3 figure.
I've already got that RoboCop, so I'm perfectly content with it. That was the only RoboCop I actually bought, was the RoboCop 3 one. I don't actually have a figure I wanted as a child that escaped me, because technically got all the ones I ever wanted growing up.
Any toy, doesn't have to be a figure, it could be a playset.
Oh, any toy in general.
Any fucking toy in general.
That's it again. It's one that's okay. I'm going to speak as a collective here, because I had 3 toys out of a set of, I think, 5 or 6, and as a kid I was a much more stubborn collector than I am now, and I wanted the whole set, and the other 2 or 3 figures I could never find, so I could never complete the set. And it was Mummies Alive. Any members that line. And I don't remember any of the names now, but I used to watch the cartoon, started getting the figures. My first one was the more slender blue guy with the falcon headdress and the wings. Favorite figure out of the line. Then I had the Cobra kind of mummy, the green one. And I had, is it Scarab? The villain? He had like the purple beetle. Yeah. And I think there's like 2 or something I couldn't get, which was the female one. And the bulky guy that was had one mechanical arm, one normal arm, and I could never finish the line. And even to this day, I keep seeing the armless guy, but I don't know if they never made the female mummy or the other figure. I just could never find it. So
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go on.
No, I was going to just say, because NECA did Gargoyles. Imagine if they did Mummy Alive.
That'd be so cool. See, there's so many toy lines I would love to see. For example, why has no toy line done Small Soldiers yet?
They did.
No. I mean, proper Small Soldiers, not the. Right? No, that's not. That Major Chip Hazard should not look like he's been stuck in a portaloo for about 10 days, in desperate need of a crap, and it's not been.
That fucking line that came out were fucking cool. I thought the Gorgonites that came out were cool. They were a nice line. And they were in scale to the existing fucking figures.
Oh, no, you mean the 12-inch ones? No, see, they were cool. I'm talking about the little tiny bastards that they made. They made this little 6-inch line and they did like weird designs. That they made Chip Hazard look like a toxic crusader, which looks really weird. The only thing I did like about that line was they included Fletcher, which was at the beginning of the Small Soldiers film, and he had scenes in the movie that they cut out. We were supposed to get more of Fletcher, which is like the farting red one at the beginning of the film when they're introducing the toys.
Yeah.
Right? But I've got the 12-inch Chip Hazard and Archer now, the talking ones. I love them, even though Chip's voice is not Tom Lee Jones. It's this really weird guy that sounds like he did not want to do the job. And Archer's really quiet, like he's got anxiety, which is probably my fault. He's just kind of like, I'm Archer, emissary of the Gorgonites. Hello. He's like really quiet and shy. But I mean, Mummies Alive was like the one set I really wanted to complete and I couldn't. But like, it's just.
I know where you can get the chick on eBay for a $10.
Yeah, but I don't want to get her now, because if I get her now, I then have to go back to the set, and I can't do this shit right now. I'm the amount of figure lines I am halfway through getting. I've got someone hooking me up with the rest of Wave 1 of Savage Crucibles. I'm trying to complete the Naked Universals. I'm trying to complete the YOLO Park Transformer line for the Rise of the Beasts, because I've got Primal, Bumblebee, and Optimus. I need to get Cheetor. I need to get Rhinox. I need to get Ape-Link. I need to get Scourge. So I'm so many in different lines. I can't do it anymore.
You'll be grand. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine.
Look,
and then you're buying horses with rubber necks, you know.
But
Here, LJ, one more go around. Go on.
There you go.
The button's on his ass. I have to smack his ass for his legs to move.
What?
So it makes sense.
It's hidden under.
It's basically if Jessica Chastain's character from Suits is turned into a horse, she's really good at typing when you slap her on the arse.
Oh god,
that's what it is. That's Jesus fuck. LJ, Trench has a question for you.
Okay.
Dude. Does the RoboCop 3 figure come with a jetpack, LJ?
I would not have bought it if it didn't. Right? That was the whole point. Okay, plus, I'm gonna defend something else here, by the way. RoboCop, Peter Weller is definitive RoboCop, which is why I have, even though I don't like Funkos, I have a signed Funko Pop by Peter Weller. And I love that thing. It's got like a seal box around it. Love it. However, the RoboCop 3 armor with the more shiny pearlescent colors, that drew me so much more than just the standard kind of like shiny. And I love blue. Blue's my favorite color. But just shiny blue or silver versus metallic-y blue with pearlescent shine. That was so cool.
LJ,
I love that look.
I have a question for you right now.
Oh God!
I gotta ask you. So the finale of RoboCop 3, right, has the main bad guy set off a thermonuclear weapon in a skyscraper in Detroit, and the reason is the nuke goes off too high above the city level to do any fucking damage. Now, I don't know if you know about science or what happened at the Hiroshima or the like, right?
I do. I get it. I know for a fact they all would have been toast. But the reason I like it is because it defied the laws of science.
I mean, what's a little acid rain, you know?
Exactly.
It's only Detroit. It's only Detroit.
He's just sitting there going,
worry about it.
Melt, you puny humans. Melt. I am in my protective tin can.
Except his face.
It's not Peter Weller, so we don't care. I mean, he's still mostly machine. But so to be honest, I'll quickly end the RoboCop 3 with one thing. There's only one real reason I really enjoy RoboCop 3 compared to the other two. And the only reason it's my favorite of the three
Jetpack.
is not because of the story. It's not because of the jetpack. It's not because of the samurai people. It's because, right?
Trench is right. The jetpack carries the film.
It does. The
We
jetpack
covered
was
Robocop.
so
Yeah,
cool.
the jetpack
I mean-
takes the movie to new heights.
It does. I mean, let's not forget that Ed 209 was loyal as a puppy, but not that. Let's. No, it has probably the most meaningful kind of story in terms of Murphy, not Robocop, where the whole point is that he is designed to follow the laws of OCP. When shit happens to Lois, he rewrites his own programming and becomes Murphy, and it's a really like. He's gone from human to machine back to human personality. And it's that point where I go, right, that's really interesting because he's not supposed to be able to break back to humanity. That's what they've tried to stop. That he's not supposed to have that. But the idea of losing Lois, and he's like, you know what? Fuck OCP. I'm breaking my programming. And I love that moment.
Do you know what? Do you know what, LJ? You do. You sincerely from the heart. It's a great point. It's very humane. It's a story that is told from the very soul.
Here we go.
Don't do it!
From the very- But it
Like I
also has,
already see the train coming.
it
Don't
also
kill
has,
the child in
it
me!
also has RoboCop driving a pimp mobile and a nuclear weapon not wrecking a fucking downtown.
Hang on. What is wrong with the pimp mobile and the fuzzy dice?
Fuck off, man.
What is wrong with
RoboCop
that?
Using
Come
them,
on.
shooting the auto
Come
line with a
on.
fucking pimp mobile.
That was probably the most badass moment in the whole film. Fuck the jetpack.
Jesus
Right? Pimp
fucking-
mobile Robocop. All he needed was like some gold armor, right? He needed some diamonds on his pistol, right? He needed some music coming from his chest. This guy,
fucking
Yes!
the
Yes!
Basel.
Eric, Robocable. Hashtag Robocable.
Oh fuck you, Eric! You've just added
Yes!
petrol to a fucking forest fire. You fucking
Robocable.
Christ. Fucking hell. Oh, right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Larry, you had a question. I'm going to let you go with your questions now, Larry. Have you a question that you want to ask?
Yeah. Well, basically, what did y'all? I know I came across this when I was a kid, but what are your thoughts on toys that could like kill a kid?
Kill a kid?
Yeah, there was a bunch of them out there.
Yeah,
Actually,
like,
you know what? I think with Joey, because you know your old school vintage stuff, and you probably heard horror stories back in the day. Were you ever fascinated by the prospect of like easy bake ovens cooking children's hands, or fucking people going blind because of missiles or cap guns? Is there anything that you were fascinated by that could kill a kid?
No, I like life, so I wasn't really looking for something that was gonna gonna kill me. I remember they had this they had this game called Mousetrap, and there was a silver ball in it, and I guess kids were trying to swallow the ball, and they were choking. So I remember that. But for me, I didn't get any of those. I wasn't really into the baking stuff or whatever. I was into I remember the Star Trek Enterprise that folded out was kind of plastic, and the Bat Cave with the bat signal that lit on the wall. That's the kind of stuff I was getting, but I didn't get anything that was dangerous. Because my mom was really she bought the stuff for us, but she was really picky about what was good. But you heard on the news about kids swallowing things or burning themselves, and that was kind of crazy back then. Some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only reason why I bring it up is because when I was a kid, I lived at my grandmother's house for a little bit, and I used to play with this old school, steel Tonka truck that had like a ton of rust on it, and like it must have had like lead paint at some point, So it was like I could have gotten tetanus, playing with it the wrong way, So it's just You know, that's why that was the one thing that I always thought was funny. Is like, you know, oh, back when, you know, toys could kill a kid, you know, like the lead paint and, you know, or having to drink from the water hose. Kids don't do that now, I would imagine.
It's we were either made of sterner stuff, or we're going to all have horrible fucking kind of elderly fucking deaths. We'll just be dying covered in shit in our fucking hospital bed. My God, this man's stool is carcinogenic straight down to the core. One story that always makes me think, man, I wish that kid wasn't a stupid pussy. Was the Transformers getting replaced with die-cast, the plastic, because some fucking idiot lost his eye playing with a Megatron, a die-cast Megatron. Like, seriously, kid, like, fucking, come on, fucking, you know, don't stay. Why are you sticking fucking the leader of the Decepticons in your fucking eye in the first place? I mean, fuck the fuck on.
More than meets the eye.
more to lose the eye. Oh, actually, PREDPOOL, you know that scene in the movie? You know that scene in the fucking the Transformers movie where Megatron or someone goes crashing through Unicron's eye once he's
Oh yeah.
Do you think the kid was trying to recreate that? I'm Unicron.
It could be. Or made that inspired that in the movie. It could go either way. Either way.
It's like art imitating life, right?
Exactly.
Jesus Christ. Hey, Crip6. Also we have Nate in the chat. Hey Nate. Let's see. Someone Trenchy says someone in the family had an easy bake oven as a kid. No one died, but I still don't think it was a good idea. Lamona says, I never drank from the hose, Larry. The water fountains because I'm fancy. Okay. Let's see. Trenchy also says, mine probably had to stop me from putting toys in there as well. Like, I know, don't do that, but Mom, Darth Vader needs to torture Wolverine somehow. Oh, well, I just put it into the ceiling fan. Jesus Christ.
Well, you know what I used to do one time, like with my G.I. Joes, like me and a buddy of mine, is like we would bury them halfway down. We broke a bunch of like fireworks and we just like set them on fire.
Mm-hmm. To blow them up.
Fucking like stoning or some shit like that. It's like bury them up to their head and let's shoot them. That's LJ, what about you? Was there any toys or anything growing back in the day that you remember could have killed a kid or caused trouble? Like, you're from the generation as well that nearly like fucking died from a seizure from watching Pokemon, right?
Yeah, so I'm a 90s child. I'm 93. So my era, I should say, was more of the stupid toys as kids. Like for example, primary school. Oh, let's give them jumping jacks to play with. Yeah, spiky little fuckers that kids like to throw at each other. Why not? Or marbles that kids also had slingshots. Good idea. No. So we had all the stuff, but for me, it's a toy that you wouldn't think is dangerous. A Beyblade. Now, no one thought a Beyblade could be dangerous because it's basically just a fancy spinny top. You just connect it to the thing, you pull the cord, and boom. The original set of Beyblades that came out had to be recalled because as kids were doing it like the show, which is you stand above a distance to the ground. Bless you. You rip the cord and the Beyblade goes on the floor and starts spinning. No one realized that the impact from the little metal knob at the bottom throughout all that plastic and metal ring would go boom. So the first set of Beyblades, a kid was playing with them and they did that, and one just shattered. It went down two kids' throats, hit another kid in the eye, flew across the playground. Yeah, two kids ended up in hospital, got told, nope, never playing with those again. And then the company was like, oh, we've released new ones. They're slightly safer. So parents went, oh, let's get these for our kids. Kids at the hospital going, yay, new ones. Way.
I would just call that a lucky shot.
I mean, I loved Beyblade, but it was like Battle Conkers. I don't know if anyone's ever heard or seen Battle Conkers. It was like, instead of kids having fun drilling holes in normal conkers and attaching them to strings and battling actual conkers. They made little plastic ones that when you hit them at a force, they would shatter little pieces off. And, you know, you knock all the pieces off it, you win. Yet again, small, tiny, sharp plastic pieces hitting kids in the eyes. And they were like, let's make more in different colors. Yeah, let's see your x-rays at the hospital glow up like a fucking Christmas tree from the glow-in-the-dark editions they just released. It's like these little bits of plastic literally look like they just come from a fucking war wound. Like there's just all this plastic shrapnel in their stomach. I mean, for me, they just thought I was hungry and couldn't wait. But you know, other kids kind of it's just that kind of thing. But they are just so dangerous.
Yeah, like fucking you're sending something at high velocity to hit the ground.
Yeah.
That's never a good sign. Lamona says never got an easy bake oven as a kid. Probably would have been better because I'm sure the house would have been set on fire at some point. Let's see. I remember in middle school, so many kids had casts in their arms and legs, whatever. Now I don't see them that often. Yeah, kids are a bit more fucking soft and shit nowadays.
Yeah, because they would go roller skating, skateboarding. Now it's just mostly, you know.
Yeah, they would
Some
climb
kids-
trees. They would jump off trees.
Yeah,
You know.
do that. I mean,
That's
some
actually-
kids still.
That's actually coming up to my next question. I'll finish the things and go with that. The Macy's as a kid was brutal, particularly Dynamite. What the fuck? Does he mean fucking? Does he mean fucking fireworks?
Yes, in I think it's in America. They used to have the little red like explosive poppers. They weren't like big.
What were they?
M80s.
Yeah, the M80s. Yeah, you know, you get a bunch of M80s and your BB gun, and you're good to start a war.
It just proves how it just proves how
toss
like,
it at people, man.
you know, around the UK, England, we would say mateys. M80s. We didn't read it. We didn't read it. I thought it also meant mateys.
Yeah, no, I thought it was the bubble bath. I thought Crypt 6 is talking about the bubble bath. I'm like, you can buy it and make it explode.
Here you go, kids. Here's this new toy, bubble bath. Play with it.
It burns.
But
I was gonna say that also like I mentioned earlier, the pizza shooter from Ninja Turtles. That one.
Oh yeah.
Those would shoot out the pizzas at pretty high powered, like, you know. But if you threw a quarter in there, oh man.
Larry, I had this thing, the Manta Force playset. There were spaceships and stuff, but they had this launcher with these plastic discs. But I remember I got my fucking brother in the arse with a fucking 5 cent piece, 5 penny piece. Honest to God, he was like, you fucking bastard. I was lucky because he was older than me. He fucking went after me with a Hurley. Then he's like, "You fucking dirty prick." But yeah, Crip said, "Go on." What Crip 6 was saying, we'd blow up watermelons with those. You'd always heard the stories of some cousin blowing his fingers off and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see those firework adverts nowadays about like fireworks and Halloween, and they show what happens to a mannequin's hand if the fireworks goes off. Lamona says, remember Skip It? I never actually tripped on that shit so many times that I can count. Okay. Fucking skip and roll, yeah.
Yeah.
So going back to what actually Crypt 6 was saying and what Larry was saying, is like you don't see kids with fucking casts on their arms and stuff. Not saying that's a nostalgic thing, but it might lead into the fact, do kids not only play with toys, but do they physically play anymore? Or is everything on tablets and computers now?
No, I mean, you know, I think still the sporty kids, the kids that are like athletic, they're the ones that are mostly playing outside. You got some, I mean, I see some like playing basketball down the street, you know, so it's like there are still some kids out there that like go out and play and ride their bikes and stuff like that. Heck, even in my area, I see kids walking down the street with like fishing poles. So I mean,
oh wow, yeah.
That's good. That's cool. But do you think in this day and age, and I think one of the reasons why I no longer have a job is because kids aren't playing with toys anymore. Toy shops are becoming a thing of the past. Now, brick and mortar stores in general, like, I don't know, Open forum there, guys. Give your thoughts, or do kids to quote fucking Elijah Wood in Back to the Future 2, you have to use your hands. That's a baby's toy. Is that the way things have gone? Or am I being grumpy old man shouting at the cloud?
I remember when I was a kid and going to toy stores, I would see other kids there. Okay, like also checking out whatever toys, this and that, blah blah blah, or parents looking for toys for their kids. Now as an adult, as a collector, when I go, and I rarely go anymore because I now buy stuff more online. But even on occasion when I go, I don't see kids in the toy aisles. Once in a while, I'll see some parents. If they are kids, they tend to be, I would say, roughly like 8 years old or lower, where they're looking like Mario toys or Roblox, things like that. But as far as like Marvel Legends, Transformers, stuff like that, I never see like kids look at, oh man, look, the new Optimus, oh this. I never see that in Walmart, Target, any other store that they may sell toys. I never see that. So I don't think, for the most part, most kids are not into toys like we were when we were younger. I think that has changed as a society overall in most parts of the world. I think there's some that are, I think like maybe South America, you might see that still a little bit. But I don't think, that's something that society has shifted to something else now. And now the toy companies are relying mostly on us as adults as far as these action figures. But I think in 20, 30 years, that's going to be a dead industry.
Okay. Larry, what do you think? Do you agree with what Predpool said?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, even when when I'm at Target or something like that, like a lot of the times, like I'm walking by the toy section and it's just like I see more guys like my age, like combing the aisles, and then every once in a while, like I'll see a little kid or something like that, with their parents. But I feel like they're mostly getting like you mentioned Mario, they'll get that sort of stuff. I mean, they'll get stuff that's like whatever's kid popular, but they're not getting like NECA figures. They're not getting maybe a Funko here and there. They're getting more of like the real cutesy. I see more like little girls in the girls section of the toy aisles, but when it comes to like boys toys or whatever, like I don't really see. I see it mostly like guys my age.
Do you think the companies like Hasbro and stuff contribute to that as well? Because like myself, Predpool, yourself, Larry, we're always saying that like fucking you're paying $20, $25 upwards for a Marvel Legends figure, for a Star Wars figure. You're essentially fucking the price range is obviously not catering to a child. No parent is going to spend that much on an action figure.
But here's the other thing. Most of us here grew up with Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
Right? So we grew up watching these pretty much half-hour commercials. Once the Saturday morning cartoons stopped, or shows, etc., kids after that those generations that came afterwards, like, okay, there's nothing, I'm doing other stuff. It's not part of their history.
Yeah.
Put it that way. We have a history of saying, hey, I woke up Saturday morning with a bowl of cereal. I watched my favorite cartoon. Now I want this plastic representation of that because now I want to reenact it this way, blah, blah, blah. Nowadays, that doesn't exist, and even so, it's like everything you can, I see it on Netflix at 9 p.m. if I'm interested. It's just there's nothing that will cause like a nostalgia for the future. My opinion.
Yeah. Joey, what do you think? Do you think kids are done playing with toys nowadays? Do you think it's mainly adults, guys our age, that are the main kind of benefactors of toys?
To tell you the truth, I don't know what the hell kids do today. Because when I was a kid, we were out there, with our figures. We would bring figures out in boxes, and we would play them. We would make up scenarios, and it would be like maybe Star Wars versus Battlestar Galactica or DC versus Marvel. We had fun doing it. Kids were playing stickball and shooting baskets and playing frisbee and wiffle ball. Now, I mean, I remember the whole block. It would be you'd walk up and there would be a group of kids over here, a group of kids over there, and kids were sweating and dirty. And now I don't even see kids out. And if you do, they're on their phone and they're updating their Instagram or they're updating their Facebook pages. So I don't even know what they're doing today. You don't see any kids play. You don't see any you don't hear kids running up and down the block anymore. So I don't even know what they do. But in the toy stores, it's all guys our age, picking the action figures and stuff. And even in the comic book stores, there's no kids in the comic book stores anymore. It's all older guys. And the comic books, they're all made for adults. So I don't even know what kids today even do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to kind of piggyback off of what PREDPOOL said, I mean, yeah, once the Saturday morning cartoon thing went away, it was just like, yeah, they had like Cartoon Network, but then it was like it's almost as if it became oversaturated with, okay, it's Monday through Friday, Monday through Sunday.
There's no treat. There's no treat to it. There's no, well, I gotta fucking make it through school so I can watch it in the weekends or something. Yeah, it's, LJ, what about you? What do you think? Do you think kids play with toys anymore, or do you think?
Okay, so I agree with a lot that's already been said about most of the adult collectors you see these days now. Very rarely any kids. I've got like 6 nephews and nieces. I've got 2 nieces and about 4 nephews, all of which have different likes in terms of whether it's a games console or phone. Another one is like movies or card games. Another, like one of my nieces, she's 14, and she collects these things called LPSs, which are these little animals that have articulated heads, and they don't do much, but she's got like 400 of them, and she'll buy them whenever she can. She's spent a lot of her own money she's earned from doing chores or that she gets on birthdays or Christmas. She loves going out and buying them. To the point where I've gotten her into figure photography. She takes her own photos now. So the fact that she had the love to do that was amazing, because I tried talking about it to my other nephews and nieces, and all of them were kind of like, "No, I'll just go and watch YouTube on my phone," or "Oh no, I'm playing Roblox." The amount of times I've heard fucking Roblox. They've spent so much money on a game when they could have actually gone out for the day and done something. They could have gone. I mean, there's still arcades around, and hardly any children go to arcades anymore. It's mainly just people in their like 20s to 50s still doing the penny machines and playing pool. I mean, as a child, growing up teenager, I used to go and do rugby. I used to go and play football. I used to go to the local pool hall and play pool. But then I'd go home and I would still play with toys. And I heard that same thing growing up. And I'm pretty sure all of us did at one point from the adults, which is, you're too old to be playing with toys. Toys are for kids. Now, that has never changed in my life. I will still sit in my chair, like my partner, she sees me. I'll be sitting there, like with the fucking horse. I'll be sitting there and I'll just be playing around with these toys. And she'll be looking at me like, she's not worried or stressed. She's like, he's happy. So she don't say shit about it. She just enjoys the fact that I am happy. But adults have this problem. So with my niece that does the photography, she keeps, like, every time I see her, she'll start crying. I say, "What's wrong?" "Oh, my stepdad keeps telling me I'm too old to play with toys." I said, "Well, who the fuck is he?" Right. I said, no offense, but like, who is he? Oh, he keeps...
He's not your real dad. He's not your real dad.
You don't have to listen to him. He's not your real dad.
She gets so upset. But she gets so upset, and I'm like, he's no one. He's the guy that you wants you to call him father, but instead you just go, "All right." Like, that's him at the moment, right? He's the guy you walk past and give a little nod to. That's it at level. But no, he's actually a really good bloke. But he says it to the kids all the time. "Oh, go on a console, go on a computer, watch telly, don't touch toys." And because of that, a lot of them have stopped. And here I am, right, going, "No, Play with toys.
Look, kids, you don't want to turn up like your creepy Uncle LJ, do you?
Who likes RoboCop
Yeah.
3?
Well, he's one of those uncles.
You know, the creepy uncle that likes RoboCop 3.
Predpool don't have kids.
Jesus Christ.
No, this is like the really fun bit, right? He used to say that, well, not that I was the creepy uncle, but he used to say, don't follow his example. He doesn't do nothing with his life. He just collects figures.
What
Right?
a fucking dickhead.
So,
I'm sorry.
So because this is the thing, people seem to think because I don't have an actual going out of the house work job, they think I don't work. I am my partner's full-time carer, right? So I am 24 hours working. If she's still breathing and alive, I'm doing my job, right? If she's not, I failed miserably. That's the only way I have to describe it to people. So because I'm not going out and doing till work or stacking shelves, they think it's not a job. I have to be with my partner 24/7 because if I'm not, she may go. So that's a very difficult job, but I do it because I love her. Right? That end of story. I mean, Marty, you know Alice. She's such a wonderful girl, and she
Alice
thinks she
is
doesn't
awesome.
deserve to be here. She fucking does more than I do. Fucking hell, I should have been gone a long time ago. But clearly, I'm not.
I'd say she's keeping you alive just as much as
Mate, she is. She kicked my ass in gear. No, this is a bit of real talk. I was like 30+ stone a few years back. I was 30+ stone in my mid-20s. When we moved to our local place, she went, yeah, do you know all that food you like? It's going to fucking stop. I'm doing your meals and you're going to fucking eat it. And don't forget, she's an ex-boxer. I don't say nothing to her other than, yes, ma'am. No. No. And she likes torture, so I'm not going to give her the satisfaction. Not going to happen. But no, she got me down to like 24 stone in the space of 2 years.
No, fair.
From like 30 plus. Like she kicked my ass into gear. But not only that, like I said, I turned around to the kids and I said, okay, yeah, I may not have like a going out job like you know, like your nobody stepfather. I'd like to call him Mr. No Man. But
Not said, the real dad.
But I said, look, there's nothing wrong with it. And I started showing them like the toy photography community. I started showing them all the friends I've met. And in school, I didn't have real friends. When I left school years later and I got into the YouTube community, whether it was the movies or figures, I met great people that I can now call really good friends. And we communicate a lot. We do trade deals, like even the live stream stuff that we do. I never used to have this kind of connection with people growing up because people thought, oh, he still plays with toys. He's weird. Or, you know, the usual stuff kids would say back then. But I get to see kids now, only like family kids. But when I buy them figures, they have this look in their eye like, oh, my mum wouldn't get me this, or my dad wouldn't get me this, or oh, I'd be called silly if I got this. And it makes me sad to think that people are still telling them that they're too old. I mean, when did 14 become too old to play with toys? When did 8 become too old to play with toys? When did 6 become too old to play with toys? And it's when you start hearing this shit over and over again. But a very local toy company that I love, it's literally about 10 minutes into our town. They are what they like to call the adult collectors and if also kids sometimes too store, which is basically they're stocked mainly for the adult collectors, but they have a little few things for kids too if they want to buy something. So they've got the small sections of little cheap things if kids want it, but then they go straight into expensive Lego sets, model kits, NECA, Mego, stuff like that. And I've seen young kids go in and pick up NECA and like even McFarlane and stuff like that. And it's so good to see other young kids do it. But for me, it wasn't just like the Saturday morning cartoon adverts. I remember, okay, Marty, you should know this. I remember looking through an Argos catalog as a kid.
Yes.
Me and my mum would sit on the sofa, open like an Argos catalog. Argos. Yeah, we would sit there and go through all the toy pages. But the bit for me that I loved being a kid changing into this was that I like the toys like the Power Rangers and even like Masked Rider, Beetleborgs. I used to try and get them all at the time. And then I went to this like collectible shop. Now, this was a shop purely for adult collectors, and this is when they had the original like movie Maniacs McFarlane stuff and the Final Fantasy VIII figures that came out for the game at the time. And I walked in and I saw two figures. I saw a Riff Raff from Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I fell in love with, which is just more like a statue figure, but he was so cool because he was this sturdy, chunky figure, whereas the toys I normally get are quite plastic and brittle. And I also saw a Snake Plissken from Escape from LA. And on that day, my dad said, right, you can pick up something, but you can only get one thing. And I said, no, I would like two if that's okay, because it depends on how much they are. So I asked for the Riff Raff and I asked for the Escape from LA. And my dad was like, no, they're too adult for you. Like, you have to try and find something a bit more younger. I said, no, they're still toys. He goes, no, they're collectibles. It's different. It says toys. It's a toy. If I can play with it, it's a toy. Which later in life, I was told, don't do that. But that was for a different situation.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not a blog post you put up.
That was not a lesson well learned. But it was that moment where you transition from cheap plasticky toy to like proper action figure.
Yeah.
Like a Snake Plissken, you could take his arms off, you could take his big trench coat off, and you could make him with the vest and the sleeveless. You know, he had the two big pistols, he had the grenade launching gun. And Riff Raff, fair enough, he wasn't exactly fantastic. He could just do this.
Yeah.
But it was still that fact of like, these are proper chunky things that I can enjoy. And then I remember going to school and showing the kids the Snake Plissken. And then like 6 kids from my class all came back with different movie Maniacs characters. One kid came in with a Edward Scissorhands. Another kid came in with what was it? The Fly.
Brundlefly.
Yeah. Like that. So we were all sitting around and playing with it. And the teacher's like, oh, they're too adult for you. And then that's when, as a kid, I turned around and said, you're too adult for us. Go away, elderly person. I mean, she was only in her 30s at the time. I was like 6, 7. But I was just like, boo, you're too old for us. No.
You couldn't win. You were either said too young or too old. I think we're gonna leave it here. But before I go, I think we all made good points. I think toys are kind of going the way of the dodo, particularly brick and mortar stores. And I think it seems to be adult collectors and guys our age are the ones that are collecting toys now, which is, you know, it's I feel bad in some ways. I think it's a kind of an end of tactile imagination for children. Like, you know, I know they're like, oh, kids can like play video games and make their own characters, but there was something about like fucking, you know, playing and creating these stories in your head that I don't think any fucking video game can encompass. But yeah, I'll wrap it up here. But before I go, Larry, what's on the horizon for Horror CATDAD?
As of now, I should have a haul video coming up. When? I don't know. I just need to edit it together. The other thing too is at some point I'll do another video in regards to my hitting 750 subscribers. It's going to be a giveaway video. I'm going to give away a figure.
Nice.
I don't know which one yet, but yeah, so that's on the horizon. I still haven't planned it out. I've been kind of on a bit of a break, so a little bit, you know, slowly coming back, and I think I'm going to kind of do things every other week or something like that, and shorts in between of stuff that I pick up or whatever. But that's really it. I have a couple other live streams I'm going to be that I've been invited to be on, so just keep an eye out for that.
Cool beans. And again, if you haven't subscribed to Larry, fucking subscribe to the man's channel. Even his smaller content, even his shorts, even stuff, everything he does is absolutely fucking grade A, fucking absolute gold. PREDPOOL, what do you got? What's out and what's coming out that you want to plug?
I just put up a video today for you know, a Masterverse He-Man figure. I'm trying to do more than just reviews. I'm trying to give like videos of ideas what to do with figures. So for example, I bought this for like $7 at Target, and I just take parts from the figures and on the video I show, you know, hey, if you take this part, you can do this and add it to this other figure.
Give us a look at that. Give us a look at that. Is that battle armor, He-Man?
Yes, but in this case I just switched his head, but I took parts of him and I put them on other figures.
Nice.
So but again, in the video I showed like different things I've done, like I took his armor and stuff like that. So I'm trying to expand a little bit as far as not just doing reviews, but just kind of like an idea video type of things also.
Cool.
That's very cool.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And again on Twitter, known as X, pretty much I put pictures daily there under PREDPOOL also. Usually I try to do that like in the mornings. I put that up. Just either be funny or action, whatever type I'm in the mood for. I put those up once a day. So just having fun with the toys until I run out of money or out of life.
Well, the good news is you don't have any kids to worry about.
I don't have any kids, so that's that's great.
Thank fuck. Jesus Christ. LG, what about you? What's on the horizon for you, dude?
Just trying to finish some more customs, work on some new stories for them. Try and get this character made for this new Como team. Plus, I've got to start getting the whole rest of Wave 1 sorted, because if I love this one figure, I'm going to love the rest. So I just kind of need to...
You're going to love this guy.
He's the only one no one has. I'm getting all the others, including some doubles. Just no one has him or the accessory kits.
I just got him. I just got him recently from Big Back Toy Store, but I didn't get him originally. They had him up for a little bit, and I grabbed the chance and got him.
Yeah, they sell out. And apparently once Savage Crucible sells out of all Wave 1 stuff, they're not making any more. So once that's it. So it's kind of like, yeah. But no, just I'm trying to get some more, because I've spent so much time on him. I need to get back to my gears. So like lately I've made 3 gears. I recently did a custom from the Deadpool Wolverine film, which I won't show properly in case people haven't seen it, but I'm happy to finally own a figure of that. Yeah, so it's just trying to finish stories and customs at the moment.
Cool beans. Joey, are you going to be on anyone's live streams or up to anything, or do you just want maybe people to check out your Instagram, or is there anything you're going to be doing anytime soon with anyone, collaborating or anything?
Well, I'm with the Mad Blood channel, but I'm kind of taking a break for a while, and actually learning German. I'm dating this girl in Germany. I'm actually going out there in March. So I'm kind of picking up a new language and seeing how that goes. But yeah, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. But I'm just kind of laying low right now.
Cool.
Awesome.
Then be sure to check out Joey's Instagram, and he puts up cool posts about old movies and stuff. And again, as I said before, the guy is an absolute fucking legend. So make sure to check him out on either the Mad Blood streams or one of my streams, or I think he was on Mr. Dan's. They were doing martial arts movies. I also want to thank everyone in the chat. Lamona, thanks for stopping in. Trenchy, fantastic dude. Been a stranger for a while. He was on hiatus, but he's back. Great to see you back, Trench. Crip6TV, Ben Grimm. We had Griff World, that was Nate. Hey, Internet Eric here. Who else had we? Ginger Ninja. I better say Mr. Dan. I better mention Jen because she'll fucking throw a strop. And I think that's it. I think we.
No, you forgot my kids.
Yeah.
You forgot your fucking kids. Yesterday's podcast. Hello as well. But with that, I just want to thank some awesome people. LJ, thanks a million. Joey, legend, thanks for coming.
Thank you, Mom.
You're more than welcome. PREDPOOL, thank you and your invisible children for fucking turning up. And lastly, the absolute fantastic Larry, aka the Horror CATDAD. I will have links to these sexy bastards in the description below. And have a good one. Take care.
Prepolina, put that down right now.
Jesus Christ. Right, with that, We get the fuck out of here before someone calls
Put that
Ice.
RoboCop 3 video down.
No. How
all right,
dare
kids.
you.
RoboCop 3. We keep it up. Keep
I'm
it up.
gonna-
RoboCop 3. Keep it up.
I'm gonna end it here before someone calls Ice on PREDPOOL's children. So yeah, later, everyone. Bye.
Get the limited edition.